Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hold on. Let me make sure that the volume and the audio is working perfectly. I think it is. I think. Welcome, everybody. Storm, I see you. I don't know. Um, I could see you in my chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And Miss Lacey, please go to bed. I don't want you to be staying up late or fall asleep, whichever. You know what I mean? Welcome to the new people. Shout out to you, my love. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. I'm feeling like an intro. It's feeling like an intro night. So we're gonna do an intro because that gives me some time to share the live with everybody, and that way I can do what I have to do. But we're about to hit this intro right now. We're going to talk about multiple topics. So there are going to be timestamps to this. Just if you don't want to hear one topic, you'll go to the timestamp. It'll have it named there. And that's what we'll do for those that are watching the replay. All right, let's go right now. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Well, hold up. I'm laughing at Chico's comment. Well, maybe it does say welcome to the rabbit hole, like not hole, but like hoe. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Okay, guys, we gotta get started because we definitely have a lot of topics to cover, and I kind of want to get the going and get the moving right away. So we got Laken Snelling. We have some Diddy updates. And we got the McCann, the family, the Madeleine McCann stalker who's facing trial right now over there in the UK. And then we have to talk about David and this whole situation with the car and the landlord. Somewhat new information that has come out. But why don't we start here? Let's talk about Laken Snelling right away. Hopefully I don't lose my voice. My throat and my allergies have been a little bit crazy. Let's talk about Laken Snelling. So those of you who have not followed this story, and that is absolutely fine. This is the young girl who is a University of Kentucky student. She was a stunt in the stunt team. She gave birth, 21 years old, gave birth at a off-campus housing at the university. Hid the baby, hid her pregnancy, concealed her pregnancy, hid her baby, delivered the baby and hid it in the closet in a black trash bag. And then she went to class or somewhere else. The roommates found the baby, dead baby in the bags. Yeah. So apparently she's been spotted Okay, she's been spotted, and we got to talk about it. Apparently, got some new photos here of her. Of course, people are going to talk about it. But pics from the Daily Mail. Is it just me, or does Dad seem to look directly at the person person? Dad seems to be looking right at the person taking the picture at the last one, where he's on the porch. I had heard that they lived in a trailer. No shame. I lived in a trailer for 13 years, which weren't rich like everyone thought they were. Again, no shame. I'm not rich either. Just pointing out. So many people kept saying that they must have paid someone off due to low bond, which is actually kind of a high since the charges have been charged with so far are 2 Class D felonies and 1 Class A misdemeanor. Anyway, so these are her pictures. This is the new pictures of Laken Snelling. Laken Snelling has been, we've seen all kinds of pictures of her in her cheer outfit. She definitely looks like she just woke up on this picture. Like she's got her PJs on. This is her. I think that's her dad. That's what they're saying. I don't. She doesn't have an ankle monitor. She's on house arrest, and that's her mom right there. Okay. That's her parents. All right. Her mom looks mad. You could tell. I don't know if they know that they have people taking pictures of them, but that's them. So she was attending University of Kentucky and lives in Tennessee. Okay. So yeah, that's her. Laken. I mean, and this is Laken concealing her pregnancy. You could tell she's very pregnant here. Okay. Um, this is her kind of like, and this was that time frame where she was concealing that pregnancy. For those that have had doubts, this is her taking her 21st birthday. She looks very pregnant to me too there. Mm. Yep. And this is her. So that people are aware. For those that are not following this case, this to me is very similar to the Alexi Treviso case. Alexi Treviso was the 19-year-old who gave birth at a hospital and decided to conceal that baby in the trash bin of that hospital. Like she could have just walked out and given the baby to somebody. No, she concealed that baby, put it in the bin. Yeah, so new spottings, new sightings of Laken Snelling. We're going to be following that case for sure. But I mean, nothing too big as far as, for us to go. I have other videos if you guys are interested in that case. And it is the Laken Snelling case. We cover the court, the affidavits and everything. And that's been a separate video that's already been discussed. But I wanted to give you guys the new updates on these new photos that they got of the girl. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to Diddy. Oh, Diddy. Oh, man. I feel like I've officially recovered from the Diddy trial because Friday, it was like an 8.5-hour shift. I'm just saying, covering and being live and talking to y'all, covering detail, right? Well, we know that Diddy has been, I guess, sentenced to 4 years and 2 months. Probably is going to serve less than that. But the defense did write a letter, and this is what's been everybody's been talking about recently as of yesterday. So on behalf of Mr. Combs, we respectfully request that Combs strongly recommended designation facility to the Bureau of Prisons in Mr. Combs' judgment in order to address the drug abuse issues and to maximize family visitation and rehabilitative efforts. We request that the court strongly recommend to the BOP that Mr. Combs be placed in FIC Fort Dix for RDAP purposes and any other available educational and occupational program. This is a very low level security facility, my understanding. And guess what, guys? The government's not opposing to that, believe it or not. I'm going to take you guys to my Pacer. If you steal my passwords, I'm just letting y'all know, if you're hacking into my system and you steal my passwords, make sure that you guys are paying the bills with the Pacer. Okay. I don't care if you steal the password. Just make sure you pay the bill. All right. Because these bills get high on the Pacer. All right. So, anyways, this is the Pacer. We're going to go all the way down to, we have letter 529, which is what we read. This is what Diddy is saying. Now we have memo 530. All right. Let's see what memo 530 is because I haven't even opened it. Sure, I will pay the 10 cents. Okay, I think we read this already. This is not new. Let me go back a little bit. Let's see. The government did respond to that request about him going to Fort Dix. And this is what they said. They said the following. Dear Judge Submarinian, in response to the court order dated back on October 6th, hold up. Okay, this is something different. What is this? Did this just get submitted? Hold up, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm looking at documents now. This must have just gotten submitted. Give me 1 second. Because they responded. Now I can go to that response right now. Yeah, here it is. I'm just going to go here. Yeah, so here it is. This is the same letter that I had right there in the pacer. In response to the court order dated on October 6th, the government respectfully advises the court that it takes no position regarding the defendant's designation request. Government's not opposing him going to Fort Dix. Again, it's a low-level security. For somebody who was fighting for this man to be behind bars for 11 years, now you guys are also not good. Like, you're not going to argue about the level of sentencing or accommodation. Don't you guys find that to be weird? Like, I know that, like, he's a first time quote unquote offender, right? Like, we get that, right? But the government was pushing for 11 years. They made a fight for that, right? So for the government to say, we have no objection to him going to Fort Dix, which is, again, a low level security facility. How do you go from pushing this man to go behind bars for 11 years to not even opposing a low level security? Does that make sense? Put a one in the chat. Am I going crazy? You think it's optics? Whether you agree with the sentence or not, I mean, that's on you guys. But you know, everybody has their different opinion. But I want you to think about this. We were literally live for 8 hours. Okay. And the government was going back and forth. Smicer was going back and forth saying that he should be behind bars 11 years. But you're not opposed to him going on a low level security thing. These government people really kind of drive me crazy because I don't really know, or they're kind of like, we're not even going to fight it. This is Jay Clayton who signed this letter, by the way. He's like the head. So I just find it to be weird, whichever side you land on. Okay. It's what you call it. Well, is it Club Fed? It's like Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell is on a vacation resort, basically. Shout out to Sylvia, my beautiful, wonderful supporter who sent me this. Word on the street is that Sean Combs has put a special request about where he might serve at any potential time. He reportedly is eyeing Fort Dix, a federal facility located in New Jersey, as he prefers his location. It's pretty typical for individuals facing incarceration to have preference, often hoping to be closer to their loved ones or for specific amenities a facility might offer. However, whether he gets his wish is entirely up to the courts and federal prisons. Well, if the government's not opposing it, I'm pretty sure the court's not going to oppose it. Who weigh many different aspects before making a final assessment. It's definitely a notable development in the ongoing legal situation. Interesting. If anybody, I mean, he is not going to know alligator Alcatraz. So, yeah, there you go. So people are aware. Let me know what you guys think. You said I've seen federal prisoners order DoorDash. Oh my God. Well, and he's not even going to serve all that. Let's be very clear. He's not going to serve 4 years. Very likely. I mean, I talked to a couple legal people and they were like, he's probably going to serve, if anything, maybe two, if that. You know what I mean? All that's missing is Jeffrey, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yes, that's right, Cynthia. Yeah, he's probably just gonna serve like 2. Just letting y'all know the reality of the situation. I just find it interesting that the government, who was like, he's a danger and he's this and the other, and the government is literally saying, nah, we won't oppose it. Okay, government. Whatever. Y'all are full of crap sometimes. I know those dudes had cell phones and everything. They got Wi-Fi service and everything. When I heard people I'm like, well, what is it exactly that's being taken? I don't know. Anyways. Moving on, y'all. Moving on. So that is what's going on. I also heard the rumor that there was a Trump Diddy pardon or something like that. I don't know how much information or how much of that I really believe, but you guys let me know. So apparently Trump says Diddy asked for presidential pardon after receiving 50 months. I mean, I call him Puffy. I do believe it because I think that Diddy and Trump have had a relationship for quite some time. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did ask him for pardon. It wouldn't at all. But I think if I remember, yeah, Trump confirmed it. Thank you. If I remember correctly, I think Trump and Diddy like have some kind of beef or something. They don't really get along too well. There's some historic something going on there. And I'm sure that Trump didn't like the whole vote or die situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, we definitely. I don't know. I don't know. I find it funny. I mean, this guy's like pardoning a bunch of people that I'm like, why would you pardon the Chrisleys? Why would you pardon all these people? But whatever. We just gonna leave it at that. Since when do inmates get to pick their prisons? That's it. I didn't even know that they could do that, but apparently they can. Especially federal. Like, really? That's crazy, right? Steeler Princess? I never heard of I didn't even know they could pick. Which, if he's a first-time offender, he's a first-time offender, right? Like, take that into consideration. However, some of us that have followed Diddy for quite some time, we know what Diddy has been about, okay? Some of us that follow Diddy, that know Diddy from like years and years, we know what Diddy's about. But hey, man, I don't know. Maybe it'll work out for him. You know what I mean? He deserves life in prison for his dirty ways. You know, he I don't know, and I said, when I reviewed the transcripts, make sure you guys watch that video. If you missed the court hearing, at least listen to the transcripts, and you'll understand the judge's reasoning. The defense was really actually both the prosecution and defense were upset with the judge. Okay, but the defense called the judge the 13th juror because they felt like the judge was putting themselves in a situation like that. I'm just like, but he went from facing life, 20 years, to 11 to 4. Like, I'm sorry, he got the defense that he paid for. I don't think that the defense did what they had to do, and I think the judge did a good job. Some people don't even have those resources, and then they get the book thrown at them, and you never hear about them again. So I don't know. He said because the government is corrupt and was at the diddlers party, the freak out videos. Oh man. I don't know, man. Y'all, and again, y'all are entitled to your opinion. You got some free the diddlers. I don't think he likes to be called diddler. I'm just saying. Yeah. He said I had a public defender and he just handed me off. Some people aren't lucky. Money, it pays to have your own defense. I do. Thank you so much. The transcripts tell a story for sure. And for those that are members, please note that I am going to upload all the transcripts. If you ever want to just read the entire trial, let me know. Like, get on the Discord, become a member. I got the cheapest membership on the block. Okay. I think it's like $149 or 99 cents a month, cheaper than your Netflix. Okay. Just saying. But anyways, I'm gonna upload those. I still gotta put my signature on the transcript so everybody can read them. Just saying. Okay. Moving on. So that has been the latest. Now let me see. What else do we let's talk about I don't know. People got so mad at me for talking about this, which makes me even want to talk about it more. Because like when people get mad, I just start talking like people get mad when I start talking about this lady here. And it just makes me want to talk about her more. And I'm just going to do it, right? Let's talk about the woman by the name of Julia Wandelt Faustina, aka the woman who claimed to be Madeleine McCann, the woman who claimed to be Madeleine McCann, and it's not, and she's not. It's not. She's not. Okay, let's talk about her. Let me tell you guys a backstory. Some of you guys don't know. But let me tell you a backstory. So, I want to say 3 years ago, There was a woman, Julia Faustina, the woman in this picture right here, who went viral. She started up in a IG account called I Am Madeleine McCann, where she uploaded photos of herself and uploaded photos of the missing, child, Maddie McCann. Okay. And she started telling people that she was Maddie McCann, and she went viral. She went viral on social media. Okay. So that's when I jumped on, maybe 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Yeah, it feels like such a long time. And I started covering this story, and a lot of people were invested. Some of you guys started following me when I covered this story. Well, as things progress, okay, and as other characters got involved with this situation, such as what's her name, Via Johansson, such as the boyfriend that was with her, a lot of us started having some thoughts about, well, is this really Maddie McCann? The McCanns um, were not really responsive at all. And then it got really, really weird, right? Where uh, they did a DNA test. This girl's from Poland. She traveled from Poland all the way to the US, made it to the Dr. Phil show, had the Dr. Phil appearance, okay? Got onto a huge platform here, all right? Had a fallout with had a fallout with Fia Johansson, all right? Had a huge fallout. Fia Johansson, who is like a social media persona, she's got some Hollywood connects. That's what she does. We covered this the first day of the trial today. Make sure you watch that video. It was from this morning, right? Yeah. So Sophia got Julia connected to Dr. Phil, and that's where a lot of people got to know who Julia was, right? They had a fallout. They had a fallout. Fia had invited this girl from Poland all the way to California to her house, had to kick her out of her house. All right. She said, I'm out of you. You gotta go, girl. You gotta go. Kicked her out. She went back. She got upset with Fia, started exposing Fia. They started exposing each other. Fia started saying, that's not Maddie McCann. And it looks like Fia might have known that this wasn't Maddie McCann. They did a DNA test. That DNA test, it was like a 23andMe or whatever. Turns out it's not Maddie McCann. She doesn't have any kind of a mix, anything behind her background to say that she would be Maddie McCann. Of course, uh, Julia kind of goes radio silent for a while. I start putting my videos on private because I was hearing that she was getting bullied online. I didn't want the girl to be bullied, so I put those videos on private. Julia did an interview with like a huge network where you said I am not the father. Julia did an interview with the huge network, which basically said, I'm not Maddie McCann. I'm so sorry to the McCanns that it cost them all this stress. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She goes radio silent. She gets connected with some content creators on YouTube. And the whole thing starts all over again, where she's saying she's Maddie McCann. She gets a lot of supporters. A lot of people start sending her money and donations. She starts stalking the McCanns. She starts showing. We found out more details today in the court hearing because it was live. Live feed stream, right? She starts stalking the McCanns. She starts contacting Maddie's siblings, talking about I'm your sister. Please tell your mom to give me a DNA test. Like, give me a DNA test. Julia starts telling lies after lies about her background. One of the things that she said, I'll tell you a couple lies that she told. Julia, before saying that she's Maddie McCann, she said that she was 3 other missing people. Before landing on Madeleine McCann, she said that she was 3 other missing people. Okay? Another lie that she said. Her family, her biological family, her mother, out of like being concerned for her mental health and trying to help her and trying to stop her from going this far, offered to give her a DNA test. Julia didn't want to. There's a birth certificate. There are pictures out there that she doesn't share. She declines to share these pictures. Okay. See if I can show you. Oh. Let's see. I follow the page. Shout out to the real Julia Wandelt. There's a Facebook page that started covering this around the time that I started covering this, and they actually continued covering it. So shout out to them. I've been in contact with her. I think her name is Danny. Shout out to Danny. Okay. And she's been covering the story for years. I'm going to see if I can find the group. I think they changed the name. Julia Wandelt. There's so many groups. Free Julia Wandelt. Julia Wandelt. Julia Wandelt. Where's the groups? See if it's all of them. Hold up. I bet you I can find it. I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding it. Probably because it's been a minute since I visited. Here it is. This is just one example of a group, okay? This group right here, amazing group. Shout out to them. Okay, they have been capturing everything from years and years. I'm going to see if I can go to pictures. Media. Julia this is Julia's biological mother. This is Julia's biological mother. That's her real mom. Her mom offered her. This is Julia. This is many years before all of this. Her mom offered her to help her. Julia has severe mental health issues, like severe. Yeah, it's the free. There's one that's called that, but I'm not part of that. They're the ones that come in here and then they try to say, well, why didn't this or this DNA, all this? Okay. This girl right here, that's her mom. She looks exactly like her mom. All these pictures. She lied and she says she never had pictures of her birth. This is Julia when she was a little girl. Deep issues with her mama. Okay? Well, this is Julia. This is Julia. Julia lied. Julia said that she was never given any kind of anything. Julia wanted to be a musician. She wanted to be a model. You see these photos of her. And when she didn't get the attention that she wanted, she turned into S work. Okay? SEX work. So when I started doing a deep dive in this, and I was like, damn, like I'm looking at Julia, no connections into Maddie. She's Polish, and all these profiles of her was when she was a former S worker. Okay, it's giving you guys an idea of her background. All right. Yeah, denial. We're not talking. We'll get to the Celeste case next. I promise you guys. We're talking about something here first. I told you guys I would put timestamps when I get there. So this is what's happening now. Julia, who wanted to be Madeleine McCann, starts getting all this attention from social media again. She starts stalking the McCanns. Now, I'm not talking about stalking like a comment there, a tag there, something there. No. She legit she went to their property. She tried to get into their home. She waited outside with another woman by the name of Karen Sprague, who was enabling her. She is right. Hold up. Let me see. Who was enabling her. Okay. She's 24. Just wanted to confirm the age. She's 24. She's not even Madeleine McCann's age, guys. She's not. We're getting there, Rufio. You could talk. I'm just letting you know that we'll talk about Celeste here in a minute. Just give me a second, okay? Why would someone want to see? Yeah, so the lady has very serious issues. She really went above and beyond. She called the Operation Grange to basically, they're the ones that are overseeing the Madeleine McCann case, right? And she basically told them, hey, I'm not going to give up. I'm never going to give up. They told her, you're not Maddie McCann. You're not Maddie McCann. And she still kept going. So much so that she went as far as to going to their property, guys, with another supporter. So she's facing trial. We just did a live today. We covered the first and second day. I have so many videos of this. This woman literally like filmed herself breaking the law on social media. The McCanns had to get, I mean, you already know the McCanns are not very popular. They receive a lot of vitriol after Maddie McCann, which however you feel about that, that's on you. But this woman went crazy going after them. We're covering that trial. I just want to make sure people know, and this trial gets a lot of coverage because the people that promoted her on social media and fed her delusions, they're not talking about the trial. I wonder why. Just saying. Okay. So we go talk about it. Tomorrow's day 3. So it's very early on. Check out today's video. It's not long at all. Check it out. Okay. Diddy, thank you. Oh my God, Diddy. I feel like it's been forever. Oh my, hey, 2 years. Celebrate with me by hitting the like button, loved ones. Thank you. Shout out to my beautiful, wonderful Diddy, who's been a member for like ever. Thank you, Diddy. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Diddy. Okay. So we're gonna move on. Because I know a lot of people are here very antsy. We're gonna get there, but I told you guys I had to cover some other topics before we jump into David. Yes, she was on Dr. Phil. You're right. That's the same one. Same one. Watch my video from this morning, please. It gives you all the details. So if you're gonna watch the trial with us, you'll be up to date. Okay. It's a interesting situation, I will say. She's not Maddie McCann. She's not. You know what, Miss Geddes? I need to create one. I thought I had one, but I guess I didn't. I'm gonna create one. Okay, definitely. I need to do that. Okay, guys. So why don't we go ahead and move on? Shout out to everybody. I know I told you guys. Thank you for waiting patiently. I know some of you guys are here more so on the Celeste situation and everything. I had to cover some other stuff before we jump in because we cover all kinds of things, true crime related here. Yeah, those people are crazy. Okay, let's talk, guys. Let's move on because I want to stay. So far, I'm doing good on time, and that's my goal today. I'm kind of tired. So again, Lauren Conlon, she posted this 7 hours ago. And Lauren Conlon, I believe she's from LA Mag. Pretty sure she's the writer of it. Excuse me, hold up. See if I can pull that article. She gave us more details that I was like, huh, okay. So in her Twitter post, I just pulled the article, but in her article, it says, or in the Twitter, it says, new from LA Mag, homeowner saw zero suspicion in David's domain as autopsy results loom on Celeste Rivas Hernandez mystery and tragic end. The Hollywood Hills homeowner, Malden Trifonoff, I cannot say his last name, said nothing seemed off in or around the Hollywood home occupied by David. Okay, so let me play
a tragic case of. There has been very little movement in the tragic case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. However, I have not stopped digging around to try to find answers here. And most recently, I reached out to the homeowner of the Hollywood Hills home where David was staying, rented by his manager, Josh Marshall. And I know he has done some previous interviews before, but I had some very specific questions. The first one was regarding the Tesla, David's Tesla, the fact that it wasn't parked in the driveway or in the garage. It was parked outside of the home. I wanted to know, is this a common occurrence when you have access to a driveway and a garage and you are not in town? And Malden Trifonovic, the homeowner, said, he doesn't know David's mannerisms or habits when it comes to the home. However, whenever he goes to the home, it is very convenient to park outside of the home where the Tesla was found. He said he always parks there. It's very close to the entrance of the home. It's very convenient. So, it's not quite out of the ordinary, I guess, which, is interesting because this entire time I'm thinking to myself, why would there be a car parked outside of the home that contains, you know, the body of a minor? It just didn't make sense. However, it seems like this is a common place to park. I also asked if any friends or family were at the home when David was on tour. And I mean, David's gone a lot. Was anyone there? Was anyone staying there? Did anyone see anything? And Trifanovic said that he spoke to you know, the guy that does the lawn, that works on cleaning the pool, housekeepers, and they saw nothing out of the ordinary, nothing suspicious going on in or outside of the house when they were there doing their thing. Everything seemed as is. I asked him if anything was left in the house after David's stuff was moved out, anything strange left there. He said, no, nothing strange was left there. And every time he would go and inspect the home, he was very pleased with how it looked. So nothing suspicious seemingly was going on in or outside of that Hollywood Hills home, per the homeowner. We are following this story closely at LA Magazine. So go ahead to lamag.com, check out the article, and we'll keep you posted with everything that we find.
I'm glad shout out to Lauren Conlon, because she is bringing, yeah, so I think this might be her, company. That's amazing that she runs this. Shout out to her. Cause I see her, she's always the writer of these stories, or these cases. And I mean, that's amazing. I think she did some of the Diddy coverage too. There was a lot of people out there covering the Diddy trial and whatnot. You know what? Kraken, it might be off, but I said earlier, an immature child would hide in a trunk and no one would know. Have you guys ever hidden in a car? Like when you were a kid? For hours and hours? Yes, Pop Crime TV is her channel. Shout out to her. Thank you, Charlie Kim. Have y'all ever? I have. I remember one time I didn't want to stay home, so I like hid in the car. They didn't go anywhere. They knew I was in the car. You said heck no. So when I was a kid, though, not in a bag, right? Like, come on now. Did I literally? Thank you, Kel on Earth. Thank you for your coverage and your work, Rabbit. No, thank you, Kel on Earth. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking, like, I not in a bag, but in the car. Maybe in a car, but I wouldn't have put myself in a bag. I did one time when I was a kid. I hid myself in a car, and it was in California, and it was hot as hell. So you could imagine how sweaty I was afterwards. Turns out they didn't go anywhere, and so I was kind of stuck in there. Yeah, especially not in the trunk. Somebody has to close that, right, Robin? Like somebody would have to close that car or that trunk. You know? You said there is a case a long time ago about those two boys that hid in the trunk and passed away. Did somebody close the trunk? You said somebody was done out of civilization, or she had an accident and they tried to dispose of her. It's taken them long. Okay. Homeowner saw zero suspicion in David's domain as autopsy results loom on Celeste Rivas Hernandez mystery and tragic end. The Hollywood Hills homeowner by the name of, we're going to call him Malden. I'm already saying his last name wrong, said nothing seemed off in or around the Hollywood home occupied by David. Amid a cloud of grief and unresolved questions, family and friends of Celeste Rivas Hernandez gathered at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery Mortuary on Monday, October 6th, to bid a farewell to the 14-year-old whose tragic death has gripped Los Angeles for over a month. Mourners carry the teen's casket to a gravesite under a large white tent per TMZ, following a hearse arriving at the cemetery. The family's GoFundMe campaign described her as a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. The service marked the first public moment for loved ones to grieve since her severely decomposed remains were discovered on September 8th in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to rising star singer David, real name David Anthony Burke. And after being towed from a Hollywood Hills street near a rental home, the 20 28-year-old artist had occupied. Los Angeles recently spoke to the Hollywood Hills homeowner, Malden, to determine if anything seemed off or in or around the home occupied by David and rented by his manager, Josh Marshall. More specifically, did Malden have any idea why the Tesla belonging to David would be parked outside of the home around the corner and not in the garage or driveway? Was this a common occurrence? Malden stated that while he doesn't know David's habits, it's very convenient to park outside of the home. Well, it's not even so much that he doesn't know David's habits. He didn't even know David was staying there, right? Like, help me understand this, y'all. He didn't even know that David was staying there. You said you know what? Hold up. You can go to jail for drugs found in your car, even if drugs ain't yours. But if a dead body in your bag is in a bag found in your car, you won't go to jail. Just in case anyone's wondering, no drugs, only bodies. Viral Beast, that is such a good point. Shout out to Viral Beast. If you have an open bottle, you get you DUI, you whatever, you get you in trouble for that, right? Thank you for saying this. Is this obvious or is it just me? Because I was thinking the same too, like earlier. This shout out to you get the brownie today, Viral Beast. Shout out to you. Thank you. I'm just saying, because I didn't even think of that. Belen says maybe she was arguing with her and put her in there to teach her a lesson or to scare her and didn't take into account how long she could breathe in there and the heat, and then she died accidentally. Yeah. True. That could very well be a possibility, Belen. The car is an extension of your home. Well, damn, James. What if I have a beat up Pinto? Is that an extension of my home too? Just saying. Such a thing to say. I don't know. I'm over the car note phase. I don't want any car notes. I don't want any car notes. I'm just saying. But that's a great comment. But yeah, a little bit of weed, coke, and you're going straight to jail. But a body won't take you to jail. That's a good point. Shout out to you. Okay. Right. It's true, right? Okay. So what's interesting though, just something that I got to point about this article. Malden states that while he doesn't know David's habit, it's very convenient to park outside of the home. He doesn't know his habits because he didn't even know David was staying there, if you guys remember. It's close to the home entrance, saves times, plus the street is very secure. He also adds that he himself frequently parks outside the home because of those reasons. We also inquired if Malden knew of any friends that were present at the home when David was on tour or traveling. He noted that neighbors stated it was extremely quiet and added that he spoke with maintenance people who come to the property weekly, gardeners, tool service, pest controls, and none of them saw anything unusual. So there's people there. You know what this reminds me of? When Gene Hackman died, and he died in that with his wife, he died in that secluded home, right? He dies, and it's like they had all these people, and it was like the pest control people that found them, kind of like that, where it's like they got all these service people, but it's a quiet home. Or is it? Because I thought it was a party house. It's crazy how things are being written, but okay. He also inquired if Malden knew of any friends that were present at the home when David was on tour or traveling. He noted that the neighbors stated it was extremely quiet and added that he spoke with maintenance people who come to the property weekly, gardening, a gardener, pool service, pest control, and none of them saw anything unusual. Malden also confirmed that he didn't find anything concerning or nefarious left in the house upon David moving out. Well, what about those people that were moving things out for him and they were like wearing masks or something like that? They're like movers, and was always pleased with the condition of the home when he would inspect it during the lease. However, Malden was not aware that it was David who was staying in the home at the time. There's that. Oh, no, I don't want that. I clicked on an ad. Hold up. Make sure it didn't take me there. Okay, it didn't. Yeah, I got to close some of my tabs. Too many tabs open. Okay. Was not aware that David was staying at the home at the time. David has remained tight-lipped since the discovery of Rivas Hernandez in the car, and Los Angeles medical examiner has yet to determine the manner or cause of death. Whew. I don't know, man. I mean, we don't have a lot of information yet, and I know people have been hitting me up online, on the emails, talking about. Let me show you guys. Like, somebody emailed me this on the Alexis Rivas situation. I feel like we've gotten tours of this area, so I don't know what else there is to see. Are we going to find something that we didn't know before? That's the question. What are we going to do? More convenient than parking in the driveway. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds like a setup to me. I bet he's been told not to speak on it yet. I'm pretty sure he has been. I've seen a couple people try to fit a Tesla in a Tesla frunk around her size and height and couldn't close the top. But when they tried, I don't know. I don't think she went in alive there. Yeah, Cynthia, I think she probably was unalive somewhere else. And then put in there, right? Because it would make it easier to put a body there. They're doing a whole tour of that area. I think they're not even there. This is like a Google aerial thing right there. You've seen pictures of inside the garage? I haven't seen pictures of inside the garage. So she wasn't alive when she was put there. Yeah, she was in a bag and then put it. Well, that's what they're saying, right? I don't think I don't think that she died in there. But is it possible that somehow she was hiding in there for whatever reason? I don't know. I think she was murmured somewhere else, or she took something and then somebody put her in the trunk. But the thing is like we just, when are we gonna find out? Also, the Tesla model. Okay, hold up. Let me see. This is on the Reddit. See if I can find the movers. Video of movers at David's house. Hold up, y'all. So this is one that I hadn't, like, I heard that there was movers. Now this was 13 days ago and we might have watched this already, but there were some movers like the following day that were like masked movers. And then they were throwing items. Let's see. And I'm assuming that these mass movers might have been with the David mansion mysteriously emptied by movers. Now, we knew this. We knew that there would be movers. These were the regular movers, but then there was like these masked movers that were there. There was some of them were wearing masks. Interesting. Well, I think that they were hired by the music agency. Is it stressing you out? If not mistaken, another body was found. Yes, that is true, him dog. Yep. Another it was weird because it was the same day. It was like, what the hell? You know? It's weird. Hold up. See if I can. I did hear Steve. Shout out to Steve Fisher, y'all. Steve Fisher, I know some of you guys might be new to him, but I've been following him for years. He's amazing, always breaking things down. Now, he did post this 22 hours ago. I forgot to share this. To clarify something, I said David's Tesla had an expired registration on January 2025. I also said the car could be accounted for in February because it was ticketed twice in Hollywood. I never said the tickets were for the expired registration. There were two separate statements. The tickets in Hollywood were parking tickets, receipts attached. It only proves that the car was still being used in February. Oh, shit. Doesn't prove anything about Celeste, but he was ticketed. He got 2. I mean, I guess it's easy to get parking tickets in Los Angeles or in LA. He got one on the 26th and one on the 27th. And then what's exceed 72 hours? That's a parking too. He got one on September 3rd. Yeah, what does this tell us? I don't know. Give me one sec, guys. You said you're notorious for tickets? Anyways, so 3 tickets in 1 year. He had a ticket in August of 2024 as well. In my opinion, even if David didn't do it, he's still responsible regardless. I mean, that's the thing is, what are they going to find him responsible of exactly? In my opinion, I said, if he's been talking to a minor, how did a minor get in your car? A runaway. What is the connection there? And what's all these streams with you guys together? And don't forget what the teacher said too, guys. The teacher said that she had met this guy named David. You can't forget the statement from the teacher. There's a lot there too. I doubt it. I doubt that he was doing Uber Eats on the side. I don't know. There's a lot to this. So it looks like the cops went through David's house 9 days ago after her body was found. I worry that his people were able to remove things before law enforcement got to the house, says Calissa Katz. I mean, anything is possible. I bet that guy who could find anyone from a picture could help. Yeah. I think the mass movers was like maybe with Interscope. You said the David's lawyer, Blaine, what's her name? Blaine Burke or I think I'm giving her a different name. Let me see. Hold up. Let's see if that's true. Let me check, okay? Her name is something Burke. Yeah, I know you guys are going to correct me in the chat. I don't think her attorney has spoken. She hasn't given a statement, but I could be wrong. No, that's not her lawyer. That was a video from 4 days ago. That's not her. Blair Burke, see? Blair Burke. It said Blaine Burke. Blair Burke, that's her name. Exactly, Ari, like that teacher comment, I don't sleep on that. That teacher comment said everything. And it's the simple fact that he didn't even know he was being recorded. That to me, it was everything. Did he have a studio in the house? Maybe. That's a great question. I know that there's a lot of footage of him streaming in the house. Hold up, let me check something. But other than that, that's it. You know, I really do believe we're going to hear about an arrest in the next week or two. An arrest or at least a statement. I have a feeling that they're going to do like give us a press conference, but let them do their investigation so then we can get into it. Somebody said, did they finish the autopsy? I'm pretty sure that they did if they buried her body. If they've been able to, later lay her to rest, very likely that they, finished the autopsy. They also said he was being blackmailed. Yeah. Was it Steve Fisher that said that it was a black Tesla in a hit and run months before explained damage to the car? I can't remember if he said that, Erica, or if it was somebody else who said that there was like some hit and runs going on in that area. You said, wasn't it what she wanted to be, an artist as well? I don't know, Miss Jams. I don't feel like we even knew too much about Celeste as far as what she wanted to be when she, grew up, I guess. The studio was in the closet, says Skip, because he was doing like live streaming in there, right? So there were aspects of that. There's a lot of like unanswered questions that hopefully we'll get to see and understand. You know what I mean? I get the police wanting to go through to be thorough, but people have been charged for a lot less. It's crazy with no suspect, right, Cynthia? It's like what Viral Beast said here. You have an open can of beer or alcohol, you are going to get charged. You're going to get charged. But if they find a body in your car that's registered to you, I guess there's nothing there. I guess they're trying to figure out how she died. They're trying to figure out maybe how she died, you know? Maybe we'll get more stuff, you guys, tomorrow. I mean, the good thing is that she's been laid to rest. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? She's been given a service, proper burial, and she's been laid to rest. I think it's, and she wasn't pregnant, like those are things to kind of consider. But we're going to be following a lot of this. And then when you get caught with drugs or a DUI, they caught you in the act. No one was in the car when the body was found, Rabbit. There you go. There you go. I agree, Kristen. I agree. Kind of painting her as like, a troublemaker. I don't like the way in which they've painted Celeste either. I don't. But that's my thought. And I think the family has been, selectively quiet, which makes sense. We keep hearing that we're going to hear more information later on. I hope we do, but we don't know. And many people have been said to have used that car. Yes. There's that. It's a lot. But all right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Just a couple things that I had wanted to share that article. Shout out to Lauren Conlon. Make sure you guys check her out. I'm going to be live tomorrow if there's any updates on the Julia Wandelt thing. I'm pretty sure there's a trial, so we'll be live there. Make sure you guys check us out. Check those videos out. If you're watching the replay, we'll be putting those timestamps in the description box so you guys can review the timestamps and not have to hear me talk about everything else, because I know some people want to just go directly to one part of the video. Thank you. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you, Robin. I really appreciate it. The best way to support the channel, hit the like button, share, do all those good things. I will see you guys mañana. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys.